Really quick before this video starts, if you're looking for some Elden Ring runes or some kind of items from the game or whatever that you don't want to obtain yourself, these guys here will obtain them for you. Shout out to AOEAH.com. Their link will be in the description, and use code TBE for 3% off at your checkout. Hey guys, the Editor. I'm coming at you guys with another Elden Ring video. This one's going to be kind of weird. It's like a glitch you can do in the game to straight up walk on the air with your horse. And this is new to me, but apparently the speedrunners and stuff like that do it. Shout out to our boy Silent9. He's the one who actually gave me the idea to do this and post this. Also check out the sponsor. It'll be linked in the description and everything like that. But this glitch, you're going to be walking on air, like I said, with your horse. You can use this to skip things in the game. You can use this to get to areas that you're not supposed to get to, or you can use this to, like for example, there is a teleporter in Renna's Rise, not Ranni's Rise, but Renna's Rise. There's a teleporter up at the top of that building that you need to do part of a quest for to get in there, and without doing that quest, you can just straight up walk up in there with this glitch and hit the teleporter. Or there's another spot where you have to completely finish Ranni's quest, basically, to get to, which is up on top of this thing. Do keep in mind, though, if you try to go out of bounds with this, like too far out of bounds, what's going to happen is it's just going to kill you. Because that's what happened to me when I was trying to get to the top of that one place after Ranni's quest line. I just died. But if you can make your way up there, there's going to be, graces and stuff like that you could get in order for you to have a spawn point there. Now, with this, though, it's very tricky. I'm going to explain it to you now. It's very tricky to do. The first part, a lot might say, is the hardest. It might look the hardest when I explain it to you, but I promise it's not. The second part is a good bit harder because it feels like there's a little bit of RNG working with you, which is never good when it comes to things like this. First, before you start this, though, I do recommend that you be at a place on the map where you're near a drop-off that would kill you if you fell off of it. For me, I'm doing this at the Grand Lift of Dectus, which is right before you get to Lindale. There's a bunch of different places on the map you can do this at. It really doesn't matter where you do it at, as long as it's a big enough fall that it's going to kill you. Now, here at the Grand Lift of Dectus, in this place, there is just bottomless pits in here, and you can use that to your advantage. You're basically just going to be jumping off your horse, clicking in the left stick while you're moving, and you kind of jump off the horse and hover in the air for a second, and during that moment of you hovering in the air for a second, press the pause button and quit out of the game as fast as you can. You got to be like still in the air. Like after you jump off the horse, your body has to still be in the air, and your feet have to not touch the floor, and you have to quit out of the game and get to the home screen of the game without your feet touching the floor. Now, it's easier to do this if you're doing this near like a drop-off. Obviously, a drop-off that's not big enough to kill you. Like you could be on a rock or something and then do it, because then you'll hover in the air longer, and then you'll have more time to do it. But me, I was doing it on flat ground, or I was doing it like right there at that like slope in the Grand Lift of Dectus to kind of give me that split second length of time. The button combination you're going to do this with to make it the best is you're going to press the pause button, the up button, the A button, LB, A, left A. If you're doing it on PlayStation, it would be pause, up, X, L1, X, left, X. And you're going to do that as fast as you can. The part where you press system at the bottom of the pause menu and then press LB to go to the page where you quit, you can kind of do that. You can hit those buttons at the same time and it works. Make sure, though, when you do it, you don't press LB before A. You want to kind of like press A and then LB like 1 or 2 milliseconds from each other, and it kind of already puts you at that page. Now, I know that might sound confusing, but I promise you it's not. Riding in a straight line, press in the left stick, and then press pause, up, A, LB, A, left, A. You do it really fast. It'll take some practice, I promise you. What you can do is you can just use your controller, like unplug it or make sure it's turned off, and then do it on your controller. Practice and do the button combination as fast as you can. It's kind of like trying to hit a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Like, this might sound like it's the hardest part, but I promise you it's not. So if you successfully hit it, when you load back into the game, you're going to spawn in, and your horse is going to be sitting to your right or sitting next to you somewhere. And if your horse is sitting there, then that means you did it right. If your horse is not there, you're going to have to do this part again. Call on your horse, ride in a straight line, and then press, pause up A, L, B, A, left A. Try it again, and hopefully the next time you spawn in, it'll be there when you spawn back in. But if it's there when you do spawn in, now here comes the part that I call the hardest. I did this glitch like 3 or 4 times. This was the hardest part for me to hit. You want to go to the ledge of the place that I was talking about where if you fall off, you'll die. You want to go to the very edge of that edge. You want to press the pause button, go to system, and then go to the page where you're going to quit, and then go ahead and hover over yes right here. And you're going to use your left stick and kind of edge forward over and over again until you fall off of that edge. And as soon as you fall off of that edge, you're going to press A or X on yes, and you'll quit out of the game. Now there's a number of different things that can happen when you load back in. Most commonly, for me, is you'll spawn in at the edge of the place, but your horse will still be sitting there kind of like hovering off the edge. If that happens to you, you got to try doing that again. You want to slowly edge yourself off of this, do it as slow as you can. Another thing that can happen is you spawn in and die, because you'll spawn in falling off of the cliff, and then you'll die. Now if that does happen, then you're screwed. You're going to have to do the first part again, where you got to do the button combination. Now what you want to happen is when you spawn in, either your horse is visibly going to fall off of the cliff and die, or you're just going to hear the sound of it dying. And if you do hear the sound of your horse dying, then you're going to, wherever you have your horse at, it's going to want you to use a flask to revive it. And when you do use the flask to revive it, you'll call your horse in, it'll spawn in and then immediately disappear. And then you're going to call it in again, and then it's going to work properly this time. And then your horse is going to be able to hover. It's going to be able to walk on air. And how you can go up, if you want to elevate yourself, go to something that is like a slope or a staircase or something that is above you or at the level of you. Go up it, and then that'll make you go higher, and then you'll be stuck up there now. And if you want to go down, you want to go to a mountainside or something that's sloped inward, inward towards the ground, where if you ran straight into it, it would kind of make you go down, if you get what I'm saying. That's the way you go down. Getting down is a lot harder than getting up, but getting up is very easy. You just go up. Even the slightest sloped rock, going up, you can actually walk up it, and you'll extend your distance from the ground. And like I said, you can use this to get to places you're not supposed to get to yet. You can also glitch yourself into boss arenas and stuff like that. Depending on where it is, it might be a little harder to get there. And if you do glitch yourself into a boss arena, if it's already got the fog wall, then the boss will be standing there but will not do anything. So you could go kill a boss that's just standing there defenseless. I mean, obviously it's only going to be a select number of bosses you can do this with. I don't believe you can do it with, the last boss because of how it's set up. Getting into Malekith's arena might be really difficult. Different bosses probably aren't possible to do this with, but others are. You could definitely do this with Godric, I feel like. You could probably do this with Margit as well. And bosses like Renala, you probably can't. The way her second phase works and stuff like that, and she's inside of a room that you have to go into. So bosses like that, they probably wouldn't work. But anybody that's outside, that there's something you can go over a wall with, you could get inside of that boss's arena and kill them. But yeah, just decided I would show this off. I think it's pretty dope. It's probably the coolest glitch in this game that I found. It is weird. I don't know why exactly it works this way, but it does. It's strange. But yeah, that's basically it for the video. If you guys did like this video, then drop it a like. If you dislike this video, then drop it a dislike. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and hit the sub button. You will see more. Other than all that stuff, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
LBB, you done did 'em dirty, fool.